reality is that ocean water tends to have real small amounts of trace minerals, real small amounts of things like everything from iodine to, selenium.
But a lot of salt.
The salt you generally don't have to worry about. With seaweed, it's not generally enough to elevate your sodium levels so excessively that it's a concern.
That's what I was concerned.
Okay, yeah. But so the real nice thing about seaweed is that seaweed has picked up all these little trace things. And those trace things, I sort of think they actually probably, even though we don't focus on them in a soil test, they play a pretty critical role in the whole existence on this earth. And so actually fish fertilizers I think are another great thing to use in your garden for that reason, is because they provide what are called trace nutrients or trace minerals. That's a good question. So I think at this point what I'd like to do, rather than going into too much more detail, I've covered a lot of the major ones. Calcium, again, getting kind of top billing, but then phosphorus and potassium, nitrogen. I want to see if people have specific questions about any sort of specific nutrients, and we could talk about that. But really also just to have a discussion about the reason it's important to test these soils is because, one, we want to check and see if we have lead in our soils, but two, we really want to get a sense of what are our nutrient levels. And I can guarantee you, we'll guarantee you that if you had a soil pH that's 4.8 and you put on lime, you are going to see positive results in your garden. And that's what we ultimately want to have is real robust plants that don't get infected by disease quite as much, or maybe the insects aren't as attractive to them, or ultimately they have really great flavor. That's kind of the real goal is
But if they've done a lot of